Good morning, guys. It's Melissa with Tilta K Homestead, and today we're going to go to the garden and check to see what's going on. I haven't been in a couple days. I expected some rain, but we haven't gotten any rain, so I have to water today and probably pick some more tomatoes. So come along and join us for a nice garden tour. Alright guys, we are here at our community garden and I have a helper today who doesn't want to really be filmed, so that's okay. He's going to help me water and we're going to do some harvesting of our tomatoes and see what else we have going on. My helper is already hard at work. We still have some pickling cukes coming in. Let's take a look at those. I'm really surprised that we're still getting pickling cucumbers at the middle of August. So these pickle bush cucumbers have done amazing this year. I'm very impressed. Alright, so now we have our eggplant and we still have a lot of flowers coming on our eggplants. And if you look down here, we have some baby eggplant that are coming out. So we should get a nice harvest off of those. Now I should mention that this is our second harvest that we've gotten from eggplant. The eggplant we've already picked probably about, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10. And we did eat some. I took some and froze some for preservation. And the rest of them we're probably going to preserve too. We'll see what we get. As I walk up the rows, I do have these cucumbers left. I believe these were Market Moors. They did well in the beginning, but now they're starting to wilt and I think they're pretty much done. They don't have any flowers on them. Basically, they're just not producing anymore, so we're going to be pulling those out. Alright, I am up now at the top of our garden, up at the hill, and I wanted to show you we're still getting lots of tomatoes. These are Martina Romas. Alright, so right here I have some kale, which is done really well. I've been picking off of it all summer and I have a lot of new shoots coming up, so it's done well in this bucket over here. Okay, an update on my carrots. The last time we reported, we had, 4 carrots? They're growing, but they look kind of green still, so I'm not sure what we're going to get from them, but let's take a look. We have one there. Oop. And then we have 3 in this bucket. But as you can, I don't know if you can see, but they are still kind of green. Just walked back down the hill to look at my cherry tomatoes, and these cherry tomatoes are doing awesome. They are Sweetheart cherries, and I believe we got the seeds from Baker Creek. Let's take a look at them. They're very abundant. We've already harvested, I don't even know, like we've come out here all the time. We just eat them and then they keep coming back. Alright, I am down by my celery, which is doing great. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but I was reading up on celery, and I remember reading an article that said to tie your celery up into bunches so that it doesn't sprawl out. Well, I had done that, but I think I had done it too soon. So the inside of the celery stalks started to get really brown, and they started to get slugs and bugs in there. So I noticed it right away, and I untied all of them, and they seem to be doing much better. So let's take a look at that. Oh yeah, those are nice and green in there. No more bugs and rot. Those look good. Alright, so down in these rows, these are peppers, and the peppers go all the way up to the top. So right here we have about 4 rows of peppers, all different kinds. We have our bananas, our Cubanelles. Over on this side, we have our Cubanelles. Banana peppers are on this side. And then up there, we have some green bell peppers. And we have grand bell peppers down here on this end. What I've noticed is after getting several harvests of peppers, our peppers are flowering again and reproducing. So I'm sure we'll be getting another harvest. Just take a look at all these flowers we're getting. Got some little peppers on this bush right here. These are our banana peppers. Alright, I am up by our jalapeno peppers. The jalapenos do have lots of flowers on them, and we are going to get another harvest. So let's take a look at those. Oh, those are looking good. All the new flowers on there. This one has tons. And a bumblebee. Alright, so I've just been going up and down the rows and doing a little check of everything. And everything seems good. I've gotten to my Amish paste row and my beefsteaks at the end. The Amish paste have been doing very well this year. Actually, this is the first year we've grown them, but what I've noticed is that they're very meaty, and definitely a tomato that I'd want to use for sauce. Let's take a look at some of those. I've done some harvesting, so some of them aren't quite ripe yet. How you doing, Ty? Are you good? All right, you're doing a good job watering. Okay, I'm down here by my beefsteak tomatoes now, and they have also done very well. I don't even know again how many tomatoes we've gotten. It's just been pick every time you come to the garden. So let's take a look at those. I know I have some ripe ones and some that are still green, but they're looking good. Those are some beefy looking tomatoes. So So I have a cameraman, which helps out a lot because then I have 2 hands free. So over here, if you look over here, I have my basil, which is starting to flower and go to seed. So I'm just gonna let that keep going, and then I'm gonna collect all the seeds when it's done. That's the same thing that's gonna happen with my lettuce too. I'm letting it bolt so it goes to seed so that we can collect those seeds for next year. All right, so if I come up here and walk up here, this is our pumpkin patch. This year we grew sugar pumpkins so that we'd be able to have fresh pumpkin and preserve that for the winter. We also grew some acorn squash, which did okay, but not as well as I thought it would. Most of our plants died off. We only got maybe 6 to 8. And we have 1 plant left that still got some fruit on it, but I don't know how much more we're gonna get. It does have some flowers, but like I said, I think it kind of got overweeded and taken over a little bit. We do have quite a bit of pumpkins though. I think I counted like 10 in this little area. There's another one over there. And I can see all these orange spots in the grass. So we'll definitely get a good harvest of pumpkin. Alright, so as I was looking through my pumpkins just to make sure that they were okay and looking for some acorn squash, didn't find any more acorn squash, but I noticed on some of my pumpkins there's little teeth marks on them. So I know we're still having a problem with mice running through our garden. I think they're living under our ground cover. But take a look at this pumpkin down here. I was twisting it and I noticed that there's teeth marks in it. So we're just gonna take this one off and we're gonna harvest him. Really glad that I went through and took the time and checked and rolled all my pumpkins because one of them got really eaten out. Take a look at this down here. Somebody was having a feast for themselves. So we're just gonna leave him on the vine and let whatever's eating it eat it. So hopefully they won't eat any more of my tomatoes. And we went through and some of the pumpkins had brown stems on them already. So we just harvested all the pumpkins just so that nothing keeps eating at them. So come take a look at those. Alright guys, so these are the pumpkins that we harvested today. Some of them did have the brown stem, and then others were still a little green, but like I said, I didn't want them to get eaten. So we ended up with 13 pumpkins. Some are a little small. We would have had 14, but something got at the other one. Not a bad harvest for our first time growing pumpkins in this small patch. So I think that'll be good. Alright guys, so I think we're going to harvest some tomatoes and then we're going to call it a day. It's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning and it's super hot out here already. So thanks for joining me in the garden for our little tour today, and I will see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And remember, you can always share our videos with your friends and family on your social media pages. Thanks again. Have a good one. Bye guys.